Gene, here we come again.
Arthur, you're back again?
One more time. Yeah.
You must be addicted to my good company and the TrekUpwardRadioshow.com and the studio 5,600 feet. We're so high up here, and here you come again. You were just here.
Yeah, I'm actually. It's more like the Fortune Delight down at the Emigrant Mall. So William and I ran down. I grabbed it. We're coming back up again. All right, William. That's it. He knows the shortcut. There.
You were on the horse, and I didn't hear a word you said just then.
Are you
All
serious?
I could hear was William trotting about 5 million miles an hour.
Oh, that's
It's a gorgeous day here in Montana. You should see it. The sky is blue. The angels, the presence of angels in the sky are everywhere. The clouds in the formation of angels are everywhere. You know, it's like a quartz crystal day.
William saying hi.
I hear him.
Yeah.
I got a couple carrots for that fella.
Oh, he loves your carrots. See?
I got a couple of carrots for you.
Yeah, he loves the carrots.
Well, I was thinking, Arthur, I don't know what you think about this, but I was thinking for today's show, why don't we do a Sunday go to meeting?
Oh, man. Oh, I love them Sunday go to meetings. So does William. He loves that stuff.
They sing some of the funnest songs. Remember when you were just little and you'd go to church and they would be singing?
Well,
what is it?
I didn't have that kind of upbringing.
Oh. Well, here, let me just fix that for you. You know, your body is your temple, your heart's your altar. That's your real church. So you don't have to be going to the brick building all the time. You can go within and actually make a better and more powerful connection. I think the outer church is just a place to go for community. So you're with like minds and you can talk about the things that you believe in together. But I think the real church is internal.
I
agree.
Your heart
is your altar. And I think religion means realigning yourself.
Oh, I agree. My mother
getting yourself straight with your God.
My mother ensured that we got to church on at least a semi-frequent basis. She grew up as a Quaker in the Pennsylvania area, so she had Quaker background.
I remember you kind of look like a Quaker.
Oh, God, get out of here! Who looks?
The guy
Quaker
on the cover,
Oats guy?
You know?
Hey, you should see me in a white powdered wig. I look great. You know?
Yeah.
Anyway,
remember that song? I'm getting married in the morning. Ding dong, the bells are gonna
chime. Bells are gonna chime.
I'm going to church.
Yeah, getting to the church on time.
Get me to the church. Get me to the church. Get me to the church on time.
Well,
that was off key.
Yeah, here we are on the Sunday Go to Meeting show. We got Gene up there singing in the choir. And here we're going to talk.
Oh, my God. When I was a little girl and I went to church, I went to the Lutheran church when I was growing up, although I hung out on Sundays at the Catholic church with the nuns.
Yes.
During the week, actually, not on Sunday. Sunday, I was at my church. But during the week, I was with the nuns because they were so amazing. They'd go in the chapel and do the rosary, and there was all this stained glass and beauty and beautiful focuses, and the Mass was so beautiful. They would do the rosary to Mother Mary, and I was just melted. My heart was just, can't even describe the feeling in awe. Then I go back to my Lutheran church, and we still had these beautiful Masses that the sound was amazing, but there was no focuses or the beautiful stuff that the Catholic Church has, which is formal and beautiful. But I was in the choir. Of course, I can't sing worth a darn, as you just heard, but I sure loved to read. There was something about that. It felt so good to sing with all my heart. But anybody that happened to be listening, like my favorite song was Onward Christian Soldiers. And I would sing that so loud and so proud. And people would look at me like, look at that little girl. And I've remained in that fluff ever since.
Right up there next to the unicorn pen.
No, the unicorns were rebellious, and I'm not. Although I was when I was young.
Well, most people have been rebellious, especially during
my brain was growing. You know, they say that between the age of 13 to the age of 24, your brain is making adjustments and growing and very sensitive, and it absorbs its environment as like a computer programming to such an extent that most of the things you learn during that time, you never forget. And I think it's interesting that you go to college during that age, and it's scary to me that in the colleges now they're teaching such socialism and communism and all of these things, and a lot of the textbooks have been messed with, and we got just crazy stuff going on. And now I got
Democratic
friends, kids,
socialism.
clients. I have college kids who come and get their charts done from me, and I listen, and the it's like, wow, I can't even believe you're thinking like that. So I'm so determined, to show the other side of the coin, and maybe their brains will wrap around that, and then they can live a less in a bubble consciousness. What is it? Lollipop consciousness.
Oh God, I will.
Everything's free in the world consciousness.
A sense of entitlement. I watched a very disturbing video about this guy was interviewing college age people, guys and girls, and he was asking them about the Civil War, and some people didn't even know what the Civil War was. Here, this is college age, and they didn't even know the Civil War. And who fought in the Civil War? Some of the questions the guy would ask would be, which side won the Civil War? And you heard these strange things from people that didn't even know what the Civil War was. It's very scary.
Well, it took a long time for me to figure out which, whether the Southerns were, what's the name for both of them?
What?
The Confederates versus the
Union.
The Union.
The Union.
It took me a long time to figure out which side the Union was on and which side the Confederates were on, based on what I learned in school.
Yeah.
And I think I was in that war somehow. I think I was a Southern Belle, but I think I was around during that time.
Oh, I can tell you I was,
and
for
I think
sure. Yep.
Reincarnation, I think I smuggled slaves to freedom. That's why I embodied in Terre Haute, Indiana, which is the place that was like the landing spot for all the slaves, that were being smuggled. It's kind of cool. And I sort of, my soul remembers this. It's like I get such a warm feeling thinking about it.
I'm interested.
Anyway,
was there any kind of a what's the word I'm looking at? A motto for Terre Haute, like a city motto? Like, for example, here,
Terra means earth.
Yeah.
And here I was up in the sky, coming down into my, mother's world, and I was. Which way do I go? Should I go right? Should I go left? So they had to send me to a town that said Terra, because I only knew Terra to mean Earth, and I knew I had to go to Earth. So I was they did that for direction reasons for me.
Well, that's interesting, because Haute is fashionable, high class, or high. So I'm wondering, Terre Haute meaning high land or high earth? Mm-hmm. Is there a lot of bluffs?
And I'm a high guy. I'm a high guy. I had this dream. I asked my favorite ascended master, what is it that got me on a spiritual path, and what is my tie to Henry VIII in past lives? Now, I happen to know that Henry VIII...
I am Henry VIII, I am.
Well, Henry VIII was Peter, a reincarnation of Peter. Isn't that amazing? And also another reincarnation of Madame Blavatsky.
Blavatsky.
She's a theological writer. She's amazing. She's no longer alive. But those three souls were the same souls. And so I was so excited to know that Henry VIII, Madame Blavatsky, and Peter were all the same soul. And I said, what is my tie to them? Because I was just totally attracted to stories about these three individuals always. And so I wrote this letter to my favorite master, Jesus, actually. And that night I went to sleep, and I had this dream that Peter and I, or Madame Blavatsky and I, or Henry VIII and I, however you want to look at it, were with a band of ruby ray angels, and we all had these beautiful long swords that had all these beautiful stones on them. They were amazing swords, and we were all coming down to Earth to do some sort of mission together. So it's like, wow, what a dream. So what I got from that dream is that I'm in the same lineage as that individual, Peter, Henry VIII. In other words, they're my mandala. They're my group of people that I hang out with or should connect with.
Okay.
I mean, it was just the most magnificent in-color dream I've ever had. So I just immediately went, okay, I'm one of them. I think he is a high angel. like an archangel or just something profound beyond words. And he's come into the physical plane to help Earth, but he also got entangled in the cobwebs of the human consciousness that we do tend to get trapped in, it, where desire is concerned, sexual desire, attractions to the opposite sex, our food thing, this food thing. Here's a whole nother story right now. It's becoming...
Gene's on a roll like I was about privacy.
No, listen. Listen to this. Listen to this. Fasting is such a great thing to do because you clean out your body temple, which is your church, and you have a better connection to your higher self, and you can feel the presence of God. So that's why prayer and fasting is so important. I just want to say that angels, high souls, avatars embody on earth to help us come up higher, and they get trapped angels actually can get trapped in the human condition based on desire. I just saw a movie recently of this guy who was wanting to get a 3-star restaurant. And this is so cool. The food, he had to develop a food that you would eat that would be so divine that you could never ever find anything but desire for that particular food. He had a high-class restaurant, and he was going for his 3rd star. And I mean, the designs of these foods, you could see that if you ate them, they would melt in your mouth.
Oh, boy.
And see, these are the things that have happened. We've gotten more expansive in our desire for the human condition, the thrill of eating something amazingly good. Look at all the fat people on the planet. Our body temples become contaminated, and we can't see who we really are. And we may have started out as an angel coming to Earth to help save the planet from the evil people and the evil forces which are everywhere predominant, and to save people from actually making choices to engage in temptation. Are you bored yet?
No. I'm hanging on every word here. Keep going. Keep going, Sister Jean.
He's looking at me
wow, you're rolling, Sister Jean. Just go ahead. Keep going.
I told you this was going to be a Sunday.
I'm with you there, girl. I'm with you there, girl. You keep going.
But anyway, I can talk for days about this because this is what I do for a living.
That is true. You can talk for days about anything.
Shut up. What a brat.
I like this story. Actually, I'm kind of poking around here. Terre Haute means highlands. Aha.
Oh, Scottish.
Yes, Scottish.
Highlands, don't think of
Actually,
Scottish.
Terre Haute, the word haute is a French word meaning high.
Ew, I'm more attracted to the French than the Scottish. Not that I don't like Scottish, because I married a Scottish guy once.
It's actually French. Terre Haute is
I married a
French.
Scottish guy who had bagpipes and a skirt.
I'm afraid
his family had a crescent.
Okay. I don't know where this is going, but I'm here.
Well,
okay.
For you folks that don't know out there, I've got a marriage for every decade.
All right.
But you see, what happened is that I've been around a million times. I've been around the block. I've been here many, many, many lifetimes. And I had the karma with these 5 individuals.
It's time for us to go home, Gene.
But yeah, it's time for us to go home. And so I have these 5 individuals I had some heavy karma with that I had to get with and spend concentrated time serving them for a cycle. Fortunately, it was only a decade each. But no, not a decade. It isn't 5.
And
it's
in
only
God's
3,
time,
but,
that's a blink of an eye. I got it.
I'm exaggerating here a little, but the point is sometimes your karma is balanced with the individual that you love, and it's time to move on. And if you do it in harmony, you won't repeat it again. And then you have karma with other individuals that you have to be with. So the whole point to be on earth is to balance your karma, to fulfill your dharma, your mission in life. The goal of life is to graduate or make your ascension, become pure light energy. And as long as you're eating those really good foods and misusing the sacred fire through too much sex, there's balance in everything.
Now, wait a minute. You can actually consecrate that. We'll have to do a whole show on that whole subject, but you can consecrate those energies.
Absolutely, but overindulgence in the energies is what I'm talking about, where every day you got to, oh my God, 10 times a day. I mean, this is kind of getting personal, but, there is balance in all of this.
We can stop right there anytime you would like. Okay.
Yeah. No, that sacred fire is your rocket fuel. You need it for your ascension. It's your light.
Yeah.
That's why it's such a great experience when you're in the right situation. But, of course, our earth is designed No, by the bad guys to teach us that that's what we should engage our energies in all the time. So then you have to go to church on Sunday and say your prayers for forgiveness. But let me tell you, going to church on Sunday for 2 hours, going to church on Sunday for 2 hours, and then going off in the week and doing your thing and thinking it's okay, next Sunday I can go to church and say I'm sorry again. True, your God forgives you before you even ask. And he always checks the motive of your heart in any of the wrong that you're doing. But it isn't the outer brick building that does it. What it does is how much time do you spend contemplating, like laying your head on the pillow at night and saying, hey, I'm sorry for this and this and this. And in fact, we have a confession corner on the Trek Upward radio show. And I would like to make a confession.
What?
Wow.
We're ready.
Well, here's what happened. You know, I don't know why. I just don't know why, but I just, you know, I just didn't do what I was supposed to do in this situation. And I just, God, I'm just stuck.
Okay. Well, Sister Jean, what is it? We all love you here. Everything is okay. Remember, we can put it into the violet flame, whatever it is. Call upon the law of forgiveness, which is actually a way to do this. So, Jean, I'm here to help.
I'm on an extremely strict diet.
Uh-oh. I know where this is going. What was it, ice cream or donuts?
No. It was worse than that.
Oh, no!
You know, I told my husband not to put the can of nuts, the cashews and the almonds in the middle of the table because I can't have it on my diet. And if the food is in my eyesight, of course, I'm going to eat it. Of course, he put the nuts there, and I ate 5 of them yesterday. 5 of them.
That was your test.
Actually,
Actually, nuts can be very good for you, depending on your body type and what you need, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
I know that, but not for the particular diet I've chosen. What actually,
cardboard and tabletops with grass and
just a certain protein like fish and chicken, and then salad. That's it. That's all I can have.
Low fat. Sounds low fat.
No, I can have a little bit of dairy because it fools the system and what happens when you eat a little half and half. Not dairy. I can't have dairy, but I can have half and half and cheese. And because what happens is your body thinks that that's fat and it eats a little bit of that because it doesn't have much to eat because you're not eating much. And then it goes after your fat and starts eating it too.
Why don't you do some coconut oil? Do some research on coconut oil, which is extremely good for that.
But there's a particular diet I'm doing. It's called the Dukan diet along with the Atkins diet. I've incorporated both of them together. And it works for me because I'm an O type and I like protein. So that's my confession. I cheated on my diet and I felt so guilty. Gosh. Oh. So what's your confession?
What's my confession? Well,
I feel better
we just went past our 17-minute show. We're now longer. And I didn't stop you.
Okay, William, get up here.
Okay.
Time to end. That's our Sunday go-to meeting.
That was our Sunday go-to meeting service. Thank you, Gene. Let's have amen. Amen.
Amen.
Remember, get to that church within your own inner being and that inner temple and that whatever that is, your sanctuary, your temple, your church. Make that direct connection. That's what's most important. Right. Yeah.
And if you need some techniques, just call me, text me. I'll teach you how to do it.
That's
I'll teach you how to chant like a Buddhic. Amazing.
Yeah, and violet flame. I am the being of violet fire in the period of God's earth.
The period of God's earth. I'm the being of violet fire in the period of God's earth.
All right. See you, everybody.
Bye.
Visit our website at thetrekupwardradioshow.com or stop by on Facebook at www.facebook.com/trekupward and be sure to hit like on our page. Or visit YouTube and search for the Trek Upward Radio Show. Be sure to subscribe so you do not miss another episode of the Trek Upward Radio Show. The Trek Upward Radio Show is a studio at 5,600 feet production.